Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
What up? Oh, for sure.
Hi everyone. How are you everyone in the chat? Hi Titch. Hi Who Cares. Hi Liam. Hi Jefferson. Good to see you all. Hi You Know It Liberty. I hope you're having a great day. I really do. These are troubling times that we're in, and we need to all pull together. And from what I've seen over the last week or so, we're not pulling together. A lot of this is the media's fault because they've created a hysteria around this coronavirus. Yes, I said coronavirus. That means this will get demonetized. Even if you say the word, it does. But we need to all pull together, people. This is really, really, really important. These are testing times. This is war. This is war on a virus. This is here to kill us. It's here to kill the weakest among us. We need to pull together. We can't be acting selfishly. We just can't. This is war. I've heard stories. Look at this. All day. This sort of crap happening. Let me just take my image away. Empty shelves all over the country. All over the country. People panic buying, going out. My fiance sent me a video chat from the supermarket today that she went to, and it was packed, absolutely packed, to the point where, you know, they had to queue and it was a half an hour just to get to the till. And while she's there, people are obviously giving each other space as much as possible because of the coronavirus, and also, you know, they're obviously giving each other space so people can walk in between them with their trolleys, etc. And she's in the queue for 15 minutes and somebody comes and stands right in front of her, just jumps like 3/4 of the queue. And she said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm in the queue." He's like, "Well, get to the back of the line. We're all waiting here." She's like, he's like, "Well, I'm not bothered." She's like, "Well, I put the gap there so people could walk past." He's like, "I don't care. Don't fucking care. Nothing to do with me." So she had to get the security. She had to tell the checkout person, get the security. So security came over and he started giving them a mouthful as well. Just because he didn't want to get in the queue like the rest of us. His time was more important than everybody else's time. This asshole made us stink as much as possible. Just trying to have his day, you know, shorter than the rest of everybody's. To a point where my fiance had to say to the checkout lady, "Watch this," and said to the security guards, "Phone the police." And at that point, he put his basket down and went, "Oh, fuck it, don't need it," and walked off. He was willing to go right up to the point where the police was called, just so he didn't have to spend another 20 minutes in a queue. This is the sort of shit that's happening up and down the country, and we can't afford this. We cannot afford it. This is war. This virus will kill us if we act like this. And rightly fucking so. It's not all bad. There are some good stories. And I want to remind people of that. And remind, you know what? This is what we can do when we come together. So this guy says, "My heart just can't." This Muslim couple, owners of a corner shop in Scotland, assembled coronavirus relief packages for the elderly and those in need and delivered them around their village for free. This is humanity. We need more of this. We do. I'm going to play this. This is from The Independent. Take a listen. This is how we all should be acting in this time. This is not a time for selfishness. This is the time for coming together. We are in this together.
We own this shop, Day-to-Day Express, in Alwar Road, Stennismuir, and we're giving away this hand gel and sanitizer wipe and a mask for the elderly and infirm customers. For all our local customers who are old and they are infirm, so they don't get this coronavirus before. We're trying to give out to doing free deliveries for everybody who can't get out of the house, and whoever comes in, they can take one pack.
One of my neighbours told me that this kind people in the shop were giving free face masks away, and I think it's very amazing that they can go to the time and in the knowledge and spend money for the packaged stuff to give to protect the elderly from the spread of the coronavirus. And everything should be getting towards them. Really good things on their side.
I met somebody outside Asda a week ago, and this woman was crying because she couldn't get anything, and all the youngsters were keep coming in and stockpiling everything, and she couldn't get anything. So I says I'll try to help our local customers in the area. Cost us £2 each, but we have gave out over 500 so far, and we've got another 300 in the shop which we're waiting for the deliveries to go out.
I wanted to highlight that because it's not all doom and gloom, and there's a couple who are showing us the way forward. You know, we really need to come together in these times. We need to act as if our community relies on us all. You know, we need to act as if our community, that it's life and death. Their lives and their deaths are in your hand. That's how we need to act. Because if this gets serious over the next few months, which it very well could, your life might depend and your livelihood might depend on your community. So take care of it. We need to all come together in this time. And we need to stop pointing the finger and blaming people and going off and shouting and screaming at people who, quite honestly, don't deserve it. We're in this together. Show your human side. Be nice. Be civil. Come together. Link arm in arm with your fellow man. This is a war. We need to fight it together. It's the only way we're going to beat it. Right, I want to get on to a better story now. Because this is great. It's a great story, this is. Pictures from Syria from 2010 should highlight how close any of us are to being in a war-torn shithole, says John Smith. Absolutely you should. Those poor Syrians. Hi everybody, you've by no doubt... I'll start that again, shall I? Hi everyone, by now you've no doubt heard that Chelsea Manning has been freed by the grand jury. The grand jury against WikiLeaks has been disbarred and she is out of prison. There was the tiny little fact that they didn't wipe those $255,000 or $256,000 of fines that they fined her, punitive, for not testifying against her publisher, for standing up for your rights to a free press and standing up for your rights to a free speech. Remember that. I'm going to come back to it at the end. I want to give you a little bit of a reminder as to why Chelsea Manning deserves our respect and our support. Breakdown of her decade between 2010 to 2019. 77.76% of it spent in jail. 11% of it, 11.05% of it spent in solitary confinement. Literally tortured for over a year of the last decade. 51% fighting for gender affirmation case. And 100% being true to herself no matter what. 0% backing down. That's why she deserves our respect. And she's got it. She's got mine anyway. This is Caitlin Johnston. And this is the update. Her supporters have raised it. They've raised that $250,000 that they fined Chelsea Manning. I'm going to read a little bit of this and come back to it later, but it says this. Caitlin Johnston's excellent. She's my favourite writer. In the likely event that you need some news to give you a bit of faith in humanity today, you should know that supporters of whistleblower Chelsea Manning have raised over $250,000 to pay the cruel draconian fine that was heaped upon her for a principled stand against testifying at corrupt secret grand jury proceedings. In just 2 days. After Manning was released from prison, more than 6,000 donors banded together to pay off the $256,000 fine or $258,000 fine assigned at $1,000 a day by a federal judge on top of imprisonment to coerce her to testify. Fundraising was so enthusiastic that it had overshot the goal and reached $267,000 before the GoFundMe was closed. Those of us who support Manning have been looking at this more as a fine on us than on her, because of course we were never going to let a heroic whistleblower spend the rest of her life under crushing debt. The fact that the money came together so quickly and easily, though, says a lot about the beauty of humans, in my opinion. Yes, it does. Caitlin Johnston went on to say something else in the tweet, which I think was brilliant. She has a great way of putting how we feel into a short amount of words. She said this: "There, you fucking imperialist pieces of shit. There, you fucking imperialist pieces of shit. We raised $250,000 to pay the punitive draconian court fines you cruelly heaped on Chelsea Manning after brutalising and torturing her. Take your money, you fucking assholes. And now leave her the fuck alone." She's great at putting how we all feel, Caitlin Johnston Downey's, into a short amount of words. But I tell you what, on this occasion, I think I can outdo her, because I can sum it up in one word: how we feel about having to pay Chelsea Manning's fine, about them trying to coerce her with the crippling amount of debt that she might have to carry for the rest of her lives. There's a word that explains how we feel about this. It's a Turkish word: haspalan. There. I hope you fucking choke on it. That's what it means. Haspalan. Take your money. I hope it fucking kills you. Soon. I hope you choke on it. Haspalan. Assholes. I continue reading this article. Now there's a much humbler task of raising funds for Manning's living expenses, which is a GoFundMe for a trust of $30,000. So she's done another GoFundMe, because obviously she's come out, she's got no money. I think they had to take her house from her while she was in prison. The fundraiser is just hours old and is as of this writing is at $6,870. So we should all have her set up in no time. I am so in awe of all the wonderful people who've helped protect this legendary figure from the stress and financial burden that this vicious regime tried to heap upon her, both with her donations and with their efforts to draw attention to the fundraisers. In times like this, it's very comforting to see the higher nature of human beings prevailing over sociopathy and authoritarianism. Yes, it is. So there's your money. She says, "You disgusting imperialist pigs. You brutalised a heroic whistleblower. You tortured her. You tried to snuff her out. Now you get to steal $250,000 from her as well. Whatever, we don't care. It's done now. She's free and she's under our protection now. Our higher nature prevailed and now she doesn't have to worry about any of that anymore. Now leave her alone forever. Take your money, motherfuckers. Haspalan." This is a great, great story, this is, because, as you can see there, we've already raised over 30,000. We've already set her up. That's the beauty of humanity, people. That's the beauty of it. Chelsea Manning, you're a fucking hero, and we love you. And as for the assholes who have been writing stuff under the videos that I've been dropping on Chelsea, calling her some other pronoun than what she wants to be called, what she's asked to be called, and saying it's this, it's that, whatever. Don't be such a mean bastard. All right? If you have some ideological reason as to why Chelsea shouldn't be called a she, then by all means express that as best as you can. Don't just be an asshole saying it's a he or whatever it is. Don't just be an asshole. Shall I tell you why? Because Chelsea Manning was in prison for the best part of a decade. Standing up for your right to fucking say that, you assholes. She's been tortured so you can have freedom of the press and free speech. Show us some goddamn respect. But I don't want to sour that. It's great news, that is. I don't want that to sour it. This is great news. I hope Chelsea, I hope you can start your recovery. I know it's going to be a long, long time, and I know that you might never fully recover, but we all wish you well and stand behind you. You're an amazing, amazing person. For any of you worried about the coronavirus, I want you to know that something. We will pull through this. We will pull through this. Tommy O'Brien says this: if social distancing has you down, just remember that Shakespeare most likely wrote King Lear, Macbeth and Antony and Cleopatra during a plague-inspired quarantine between early 1605 and 1606. During the darkest periods in history, great men have come to the fore. Great people have come to the fore. You know, it's time for us all to stand up and do what we can now to help fight this, because it's going to be a difficult time. Hi everybody. Take a look at this. This is a story that will get your motor running probably. Virgin Atlantic boss urges Boris Johnson to sanction a $7.5 billion pound airline bailout. $7.5 billion he wants. Britain's airline industry needs an emergency government support worth up to $7.5 billion, according to Sky, to avert a catastrophe that would wipe out tens of thousands of jobs, Boris Johnson will be told next week. Sky News has learned that Peter Norris, the chairman of Virgin Atlantic Airways, majority shareholder Virgin Group, will write to the Prime Minister on Monday to warn that the sector needs immediate financial aid to survive. What are we going to do? What are we going to do if Virgin Atlantic goes bust? Well, I'm not going to read the rest of that nonsense. Richard Branson is devoid of humanity. You know, he's only fresh off the plane at the moment from kissing the tarmac in Israel, and here he is begging for money or getting the boss of one of his groups to go out and beg for money. Fuck you, asshole. Seriously, fuck you. You're living off on an island for tax purposes, and now you want more money from the state? Go fuck yourself. Bail yourself out, motherfucker. John White nailed it. The argument for a universal basic income has just been won. In the midst of the crisis, people's mortgages, rents, bills and income must be subsidised. Never mind bailing out Branson and his chums. They won't defeat COVID-19. The people will. Exactly. How is bailing the airlines out, owned by fucking billionaires, how is bailing them out going to help us fight this COVID? It's not. Go swivel for your money, Branson, and your pals. Go fuck yourselves. The people need to come first. By the way, John White's book's out. Go buy it. This boxing game. It's come today. He's a great man, John White is. Good friend of mine. So the Democratic primary is today. Start that again. So there's a Democratic debate today between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Tulsi Gabbard is not on that debate. They changed the rules, so she couldn't go on there and talk about the regime change wars that America are involved in, that most people on the ground don't even know is going on. There's a great guy over in America, though, that puts together videos together of why... I'm going to start that segment again, actually. I'm going to start this again. The Democratic debate is tonight between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, dementia patient, or should be a patient. He's certainly suffering some sort of cognitive decline. I don't want to concentrate on that in this video, though, because there are other reasons why you shouldn't be voting for Joe Biden. And there's a guy in America called Matt Orfler. You may be aware of him. He's put together some stuff for Jimmy Dore in the past. He is brilliant at putting together videos. And he put together this video on Twitter. You're going to love this. Watch this.
We cannot maintain a president who is a pathological liar.
Now he's making up a story about getting arrested in apartheid South Africa.
This is God's truth. My word is a Biden.
It's weird.
He is a fraud.
At least 31 different lies Biden has told about being an activist in the civil rights movement.
Just flat out lie. That's disgusting.
Trump said he would provide health care to everybody. He lied.
Joe Biden seemed very much to suggest that if Medicare for All did come to his desk, he would actually veto it.
We cannot maintain a president fostering sexism.
There was 3 corroborating witnesses for Anita Hill, and Joe Biden did not allow them to testify. She never got a direct apology from Biden.
He thinks that he's going to win by dividing us up.
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it. Give me a break.
What we need is a new politics which brings young people into our political movement, working class people into our political movement. You cannot beat Trump with the same old kind of politics. We're going to beat Trump because this will become a contrast in ideas. One of us in this race led the opposition to the war in Iraq.
War would be a terrible mistake.
Another voted for the war in Iraq.
Hundreds of thousands now dead.
One of us has spent his entire life fighting against cuts in Social Security. Another candidate calling for cuts.
Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. I meant every single solitary thing.
We are not going to balance the budget on the backs of the elderly, disabled vets, or the children.
You've got to put all of it on the table.
One of us led the opposition to disastrous trade agreements. Another candidate voted for disastrous trade agreements, which cost us millions of good-paying jobs. The people understand it is our campaign, our movement, which is best to defeat Trump. And this is what the choice is about.
Bernie Sanders was the only one I didn't want her to pick.
That's a great video. It gave me goosebumps at the end, that did. Trump saying, Bernie Sanders is the only one I didn't want to pick. That's the one he fears, everybody. It's not over yet. The debate is tonight. Tulsi's not on it. They changed the debate rules so she wouldn't be on it to talk about the regime change wars that America are involved in around the world that the average person is unaware of. They obviously don't want to be talking about that on national TV. It's not over yet. The debate is tonight. Show that video on Twitter. Show it as widely as you can to all your friends and family, because there are more reasons to vote for Bernie Sanders and against Joe Biden than just his dementia, which he's clearly suffering from. This man is clearly cognitively not there. But there are other reasons. His record. Politics as usual. He's not going to beat Trump. That is not going to inspire anybody to come out and vote. Remember, the biggest voting bloc in America is the independents. The people who don't vote. It's not going to inspire anybody, Biden isn't. You're guaranteeing 4 more years of Trump if Biden is the nominee. Fight. Keep fighting. People's lives depend on it. Well done, Matt. That's a great video. Great video. You've probably seen the coronavirus and the worst and the best of people. And I've certainly shown you that in this stream, hopefully. I'm going to show you the worst in people now. The rich people. This is how they're preparing for the coronavirus. It's from Telesur. Super rich hiding bunkers. Take a look at this. Bit in that I want to take you through that. Obviously, this is highlighting the difference between the rich and the poor and how, you know, the two are coping with this. But you can see there, countries with poor healthcare, or those who have sanctions imposed on them, such as Iran, have got the highest rates and the worst rates of the coronavirus and deaths. This is from Reuters. US sanctions severely hamper Iran's coronavirus fight, Rouhani says. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani speaks during the cabinet meeting in Tehran. State media said Rouhani wrote to a number of world leaders without naming them. This guy says, now Iran's President Rouhani writes public letter to world leaders asking for help, saying that no country can fight the corona alone, let alone a country that does not have access to international markets due to US sanctions. This is killing people. These sanctions kill people. You might as well fire weapons. You might as well fire missiles at the country. At least if you fire missiles at these people, they'll be killed quickly. These sanctions are starving them to death, making them suffer. Isn't it time we lifted these fucking sanctions, or at least just said, all right, let's put a pause on them until we can, you know, get through this, because we're all in this together as a species. We're with you, Iran, just as we are with Italy and other countries in the West. You know, it's not just... We know that your people just as the same as we are. John Pilger wrote something along the same lines. As a pandemic is declared, but not for the 24,600 dead every day from unnecessary starvation, or 3,000 children dead every day from preventable malaria, or the countless daily dead from America's blockade on Venezuela and Iran and its bombs on Yemen. Before you panic, consider them. Yes, exactly. Consider them. Because the way we've been living and the way we've been consuming and what we've been doing with the way we operate around the world so that you can have nice things and eat 17 different kinds of Doritos, it's got consequences. Countries get punished. Their natural resources get raped. We need to stop this as a planet. There are some silver linings though. Because ISIS issued a coronavirus travel advice leaflet, or Telegram or whatever it is terrorists do. Terrorists should avoid Europe, they say. There you go. Silver linings, I suppose. I think that's it, everybody. I think that's it for today. I wanted to go live quickly today and just do half an hour on a couple of things because that Chelsea Manning story was awesome. All right. I shall be back tomorrow. I've got a lot to... Thank you very much, Trelawney Be Fine. $2 USD for in the super chat. Everyone who can, a couple of bucks are good. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. I really do. I think I've got about £9 in my bank, so if anybody can send me some on PayPal, please do. But I know people are struggling at the moment. I understand, and I'll get through. So thanks very much for all your support. Really mean it. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go down to that coronavirus testing facility a few miles down the road tomorrow. I might do a live stream from there. We'll see. I'll put a video together, and I've got a shitload of edits and what have you. I've got to edit the Margaret Kimberley interview. I've got to edit the videos. There's like 4 videos from this stream. There's another 2 from the other day. So yeah, I'll probably be back with a live stream on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm definitely going to go down to that coronavirus testing facility down there and get some facts for you all so you don't have to panic. Don't listen to the media. It's all bollocks, especially Peston. Asshole. Thanks very much, everybody. Love you all. Love you all. Take care of each other. Everyone. Take care of your elderly. Take care of the community. We need to all come together. Take the lead of that Muslim couple, those shopkeepers who sent out those coronavirus kits to the elderly that I talked about at the beginning of this stream. Take a leaf out of their book. Not the assholes who are going out there and buying up toilet paper. Why are you buying up toilet paper? You can wash your asshole, you idiots. Take care, everyone. See you soon.